Hey guys, what's going on? This is Andrew here today, and I'm going to be showcasing some pickups that I got from the thrift store today. So over the past week, I've gone to a few stores and picked up a few games. So this is going to be one out of 3 videos in where I showcase some games that I got from each. So this one's going to be the thrift store, the next one is going to be GameStop, in which I work at, and then the one after that, the last one, is going to be Game On, which is a retro game store that's located in Miller Place, Smithtown, and Patchogue, New York, as well as them having an arcade at the Smith Haven Mall in New York. So I'm also going to be doing a Video Games Monthly unboxing soon, because I should be getting my box relatively soon. I'm not sure if that video is going to be before this one or after this one, but you guys will see just based on the order that the videos come out in, so I don't even have to say that. Regardless, we're going to be showcasing some stuff. I got some pretty neat things in my most recent pickups, so without further ado, let's start looking at some of the stuff that I got. Alright, so first up, we're going to start off with one that I think is probably one of the cooler ones that I got in this pickup haul. The first one that I got was Kinect Adventures for Xbox 360 at the thrift store, and this one was actually sealed in the case. So this is actually not the first time that I found a sealed game at the thrift store. While I was on vacation a few months back, I found another sealed game, and then I think a few months prior to that, I found Ninja Gaiden 3 for the Wii U sealed in the box. So I'm starting to see these come around more often. One thing I will point out is that I'm seeing that thrift store prices seem to be skyrocketing compared to what they used to be. So where I definitely think this is probably the cheapest I can find a copy like this, some of the other games that I got in this bundle I probably could have even found cheaper on websites such as Mercari and eBay, and even retro game stores for that matter. But regardless, I was pretty surprised to see another sealed game despite finding sealed games in the past. And considering I collect for the Xbox 360 pretty often, I was pretty happy to find this one specifically on the shelf. I think I own more than one copy of this game now, and I'm just obviously not going to take this out of the seal. This is going to go in a pile where I have other sealed games as well. Alright guys, so I seem to forget that there was actually this other thing that I got from the thrift store, and that happens to be the Ps2 Kramer Guitar that is very commonly used on Clone Hero now. So let me explain why I got this one. So using the wireless dongle on this thing is absolute garbage. That is not the reason why people are getting this guitar. There are a lot of people now modding these things to be wired using something known as the Arduino mod, essentially making it to where this thing can pull at 1000 hertz, have a 1 millisecond response time, and basically in some aspects beat the Wii guitar. So this is something that I am looking to eventually mod and turn into my main guitar, because in its current state, it's not that great of a guitar. So the frets are really, they're just really stiff. What I'm going to eventually end up probably doing is putting blue key switches, so keyboard key switches in these things, getting 3D printed frets from a third-party website, or maybe even getting somebody else to send me them, and essentially just completely redoing this guitar, turning it into an absolute beast. So at the condition it's in, it's just a standard Kramer guitar. It didn't even come with a dongle, so it was really cheap, coming in down at $9. But if I do eventually work on this thing myself, it's going to turn into probably the best guitar I've ever owned. Or if I'm not going to work on it on myself, I'll probably get someone else to do it for me if I can. So this guitar is really cool nonetheless. I think it feels nice. Like, it's got a really nice strum bar, especially for rake strumming, which is a common method used in Guitar Hero. And it's just like a really nice size to me too. Like, it's not much smaller than the guitars that I've used. It's pretty much almost on par with the size of the Les Paul that I've been using. I'm not as big of a fan of the World Tour guitars because they're a bit bigger. This one just seems to be the just the perfect guitar for me. So once I get this up and running, this will be my main guitar. So, but finding it for $9, I have to say I am really happy about that. Alright, so next up, I got another Kinect game for the Xbox 360, except this one wasn't sealed. So I'm trying to get a full Xbox 360 Kinect collection, so I am going to be kind of hunting for that a little more as time goes on, but I do have a lot of games in that collection so far. I would just love to eventually get the complete set of that. So that next game I'm talking about happens to be Game Party in Motion. So just like any other Kinect game, this looks to just be like another sort of kind of sports kind of game that also has some arcade elements put into it as well. I see that there looks to be like a football field on here. There seems to be a game with tennis rackets and just a lot of interesting things that people who own the original Xbox 360 Kinect would have been playing. So I felt like adding this one to the collection would be kind of just a cool idea. I am, like I said, trying to get the full Kinect collection. So in terms of all of the Xbox 360 games from the haul, that was everything for that. Next up, I got a game for the PS2, which I honestly just saw on the shelf and figured, it's not a sports game, so let's just pick it up, because majority of the games that you see at the thrift store are usually those sports games that don't ever raise value, except for like the NCAA games, which I actually found once. So the next game that I got, which happens to be a PS2 game, was a Dora the Explorer game. So I kind of got this one for the laughs. And it actually happens to be, which I didn't even notice till now, an early childhood game. So there aren't a ton of these games around. Usually the kind of games you see range from rated E to rated M. And for the most part, this generation of consoles, we barely see rated T games. There's like a very thin line for the difference between rated T and rated M games. It's usually profanity and certain kinds of violence. But for the most part, you don't really see these games, rated T games, and especially not rated A games, the adult-only games. So, funny enough, I think this is actually the first early childhood game that I have in my collection, other than a few PC games that I bought from somebody. So, interesting enough, I didn't even notice this until I actually put it up to the camera. So, I may give this one a shot just to see what it even is. Honestly, obviously, I'm not going to get extremely into it, but hey, it's an early childhood game. Did not expect to add that to my collection, so I'm actually more shocked that I actually have something like that now. Alright guys, so I figured I'd show both of these games since I didn't know that either of them existed, and they're generally the same kind of game. These happen to be Wii Fit U and Wii Fit Plus. So I only knew that the original Wii Fit existed. I didn't know that they made a sequel to the games, and I didn't know that they also made one on the Wii U either. I'm kind of slow in that regard. But one of the other things I collect for, other than the Xbox 360 Kinect games, is I am trying to get every single version of these kind of Wii kind of games. So like, for example, like the Wii Sports, the Wii Plays, the Wii Fits, all that kind of stuff. I would like to get a full collection of that because I actually enjoyed playing them when I was younger. So don't know what the differences of these would be compared to the Wii, the original Wii version. I want to say that this one will probably take advantage of the Wii Motion Plus. I have the Wii Motion Plus attachment plus the Wii Motion Plus controller that came bundled in with the Wii U, so that's not going to be a problem. I also have the Wii Fit sensor board in my basement that I'm just going to have to change the batteries of, and if it's not working, I'll probably end up getting another one anyway. But yeah, didn't know that these two games existed. I figured I would just add them to the collection since I want to collect all those kinds of games anyway, so that is pretty much it for those games. The very last two games that I got in my collection were these big box PC games. I am starting to collect for the PC a bit more. I know these games probably are worth nothing, especially the games for Windows one, considering games for Windows isn't a thing anymore. And this one probably was just a random game that no one ever really cared about. I'm probably never going to play it. Every time I see one of these at the thrift store, though, I always go for them because they are always cheap. So I figured I would add these to my PC collection as well. I have a Dell Optiplex PC in my basement that I put a graphics card and more RAM into, so I've kind of been using that as sort of like my retro gaming PC slash any kind of stuff for physical media, while the PCs and the Steam Deck that I have up here are for my main games on PC. So I figured I would kind of just get myself another one rather than having everything all in one. And yeah, that happens to be everything that I got in the haul at the thrift store. So I got Age of Empires 3, the movies for PC, Wii Fit Plus and Wii Fit U, this Dora Journey to the Purple Planet on PS2, Game Party in Motion for the Xbox 360 Kinect, and Kinect Adventures sealed in the box for Xbox 360 Kinect. So anyway guys, like I said, that is everything that I got. I will be continuing this video off in another area where I'm going to be focusing on the games I got from GameStop, and then directly after that I'm going to be focusing on the games that I got from Game On. So thank you all for watching this video. I will see you all in the next one.